Michelle, which always was the game plan, if she for some reason can win Iowa, then she can get another look. Right now she's competing hard in Iowa. She doesn't have the ability or the resources to go beyond that Iowa at this point in time, where Perry and Romney with lots of money can go into South Carolina, Arizona, Florida, and other places.
You know, I heard that from Ed Rollins a few weeks back, and it annoyed me. It annoyed me. I mean, I'm sure he's a nice guy. Former campaign chief of the Bachmann campaign, you know, with friends like these. Michelle Bachmann's out there fighting for conservatism pretty much every day of the week, okay? And let me tell you about all the people running for president. They're actually running for president. They're not lifting up the skirt a little bit and teasing the nation with, my wife said this, my George Bush wants me to run. I mean, they're running. I give every single person out there who's fighting for this country, because we have everything on the line, an enormous amount of credit. Even John Huntsman. Sort of. Michelle Bachmann, I'm delighted she's with us, congressman from the great state of Minnesota, and we haven't had her on in a while. It is great to talk to you. Congresswoman, how are you?
Laura, I'm great. It's terrific to talk to you again. It's been way too long.
Now, tell us what the strategy is. I mean, I'm sure you weren't all that thrilled to hear that from Rollins a few weeks back, and it annoyed me personally. But what's the status now in Iowa? It seems that you've slipped a little bit against Romney. I know you want to talk about your campaign and so forth, but this is a strategy question. How do you push Romney out of the way in Iowa after he didn't even compete in the straw poll?
Well, actually, we're pulling back up again. The poll numbers are going back up, and as these polls go, it goes up and it goes down. But we laid an extremely important foundation in Iowa. We won the Iowa straw poll. We've ID'd many supporters across the state. Iowa will be the first state in the nation to weigh in. The people of Iowa sent a signal this summer, and they wanted my voice to be the next president of the United States, and we intend to play and win in Iowa in the first caucus state, and we've been working very hard in South Carolina, New Hampshire, and Florida as well. We chose not to participate in the Florida straw poll. It's a lot of money to participate in both of them, and we decided to participate in Iowa. We won there, and we just released all of our supporters in Florida in the straw poll. It was a very different kind of a poll, so we didn't even play there, but we will in the primary in Florida, and we look forward to being there as well. So we intend to win the nomination and go forward and defeat Obama in 2012.
Is Perry and Kaine taking away some of your supporters, though? I mean, let's talk turkey here. I mean, when you have all these people out there, I mean, that's bound to happen.
Well, the thing is, everyone thinks that the presidential election is decided every day. It's not. What it depends upon is who will win Iowa, who will win South Carolina, who will win these states as we go forward. That's what we're focusing on, winning each of these caucus and primary states. And we are looking extremely good in Iowa. We're going to continue to focus there, and we've worked extremely hard in South Carolina and New Hampshire. So this is how we are moving forward. And I think it's my pro-growth message, the fact that I have a lifetime experience in the private world. My husband and I built a business from scratch. I know about job creation and turning a profit. I think turning a profit is a good thing. That's the backbone of America.
Yeah. Well, it's a dirty word.
To do it.
Yeah, it's a dirty word in the Obama administration.
In the Obama administration, that's big evil. But I'm a federal tax lawyer. I worked for years in the United States Federal Tax Court. I understand the economy and what we need to do to turn it around. Yeah. And I'll tell you, it's a very sobering figure to think that by 2015, according to the International Monetary Fund, we will no longer be the number one economic superpower of the world. If that happens, we'll no longer be the military superpower some years down the road, because you have to have economic might to support your military might. And that's what I want to do as commander-in-chief.
Right, and we are all over that issue, Congresswoman. I'm glad you brought that up, because we just had a fascinating debate on our show last hour about China and about what so-called free trade has done to the American family, American communities, that old Rust Belt, that backbone of American society. All the new studies out showing we've lost enormous economic power. With the new bill coming through the Senate, it's going to come to the House that will crack down on Chinese cheating in trade, namely currency manipulation. Will you today on the Laura Ingraham Show say that you support that bill to crack down on China? And it's just a fairly modest crackdown's even kind of too flowery to say. It's just a modest reaction to what China's doing on the currency manipulation front. Will you support that bill?
I I support actively doing something about China's currency manipulation. Today, they're the world's largest manufacturer.
That bill? Will you support the bill?
Well, I haven't read it, Laura, but I will tell you, based in concept and what you have told me, I support that concept. I'd have to read the bill, but I support that concept. But here's some things that we need to keep in mind when we're looking at China. China has widespread intellectual property theft of United States intellectual property. Don't forget that. They also have been engaged in industrial espionage against the West as well, and they actively have engaged in cyber attacks both on our military and on our commercial companies. And don't forget, I sit on the Intelligence Committee. We deal with the nation's classified secrets. This is an open source document. I'm not sharing something I shouldn't. But China has blinded United States satellites with their lasers. They've also supplied arms to the Taliban, and they've helped North Korea deliver missiles to Iran and Pakistan. And they've assisted Iran with their nuclear program.
Yeah, they're not friends. They're not our friends. You're painting the picture. So this is a pretty modest bill. That's all I'm saying. It's not. It's a modest bill, and it's the kind of thing that I would imagine a Michelle Bachmann would be all over. And Romney came out in favor of it. Apparently, Rick Perry is against the bill, which is mind-blowing to me. But I hope we can count on your support for that legislation, Congressman.
You can definitely count on support for that principle, and just keep these things in mind when it comes to China. They're a very bad actor.
And we are following your campaign, and you have an enormous amount of fight and principle within you, Michelle Bachmann, and we appreciate everything you're doing out there. And keep up the good fight for conservatism, and best of luck to you.
Hey, thanks. And people can go to michellebachmann.com for more information. Thanks, Laura.